Hello my friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Novella. Today is Sunday and that means Coffee Klatch. Coffee Klatch is a Dutch, Flemish, Belgian, German and even a word that is often used in New York. That means that I invite you over for a coffee and we chit-chat about life. Mostly in my case it's about books, so today is no different. I have read a couple of books and I'm reading one that is very interesting. So let's get started. So I did a buddy read with Sandy from Miss Reads a Lot and Fraser Simons from Springboard Thought and Angela, I believe. And we did a buddy read of Amerikanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And so this is the story of Ifemelu and Obinze, and they are, when they are really young, they fall in love with each other somewhere in Nigeria, sorry, and because of some tumultuous events in politics, they both flee the country, and she goes to the States and he goes to the UK. There, Ifemelu in the States, she studies and she has a blog that talks about Africans in America and how they perceive the racism there. And Binzi, he's there illegally. So yeah, it's a totally different way of living, of course. And the story evolves, and then they come back, both come back to Nigeria, and then they have to find out if they will be happy again together. But a lot has happened since. Now the book is good. It's well written. I've noticed that Europeans see it differently than US people. When I look at Goodreads, the people I follow, when they're European, they mostly give it three stars, and US Americans give it a lot more stars. And I think because, of course, there's racism in Europe. There's racism everywhere in the world. But it's different. So the fact black and white doesn't play as much in Europe. So it's more difficult for us to relate. It's more groups and more, there's often racism because of religion. It's more like Turkish people don't like Moroccan people, and Greek people don't like, detest Turkish people. It's different. It's more country related than skin related. And yeah, it was, for me, it was too much about racism in the US, and not as much about Obinzi, who lived in the UK. He only has a couple of chapters, and I find that for a 500 pages book a bit short. So yeah, I was more interested and invested in his side, part of the story, than Ifemelu. And yeah, I think, yeah, it was different. My window is open, so there are flies coming in and out, so you can hear a constant zooming or buzzing. So yeah, this was a 4-star read, definitely not a 5-star read. She also wants to manipulate you in certain ways of thinking, and that's not something that I really like. So yeah, no, that wasn't a big success for me. Amerikanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Then I read a couple of ebooks. So there's a Dutch author called Gerbrand Bakker, and he wrote a book that is translated into English named Twins. And this is a really, really good story. So it's about a man who lives on a farm together with his father. He is around 58, and he was part of a twin, and his twin brother died a long time ago. And since then, he really didn't evolve. So he was when he was young, he was a student. He was studying at a university, literature, I believe. And yeah, he had to come back to the farm because his brother died, and so he took over the farm. But he really doesn't really like the lifestyle, but he didn't really live his own life. And then at a certain point, the ex-girlfriend of his brother contacts him and asks him if he could take in her son, because her son is a bit depressed and he has difficulty to feel useful in a way. And so he takes him in, and more or less he starts to have a life of his own and make choices for himself. And it was a really, really good book. You feel the Dutch way of life enormously, where he lives. You could see the vast meadows and the canals and everything. So yeah, it was a really good book. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I gave it 5 stars. It was really beautiful. And then I also read The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim. That is also, of course, a magnificent story. It's about 2 women that really don't really know each other very well, but they decide to rent a little chateau in Italy during springtime, and they find other people to join them so they can share costs. And yeah, it's so beautiful. And the way Elizabeth van Arnhem describes the beauty of Italy and the flowers and the scents and the smells and everything. Oh, it is so magnificent. And of course, a lot of things happen, and there's a lot of chit chat and husbands that feel left behind. And yeah, it's really a good book. It's also a beautiful movie. I believe there was a movie made in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I think more early 90s. And I remember watching that movie and really falling in love with Italy. And this book will definitely make you fall in love with Italy. Now, a book that I'm currently reading just came out, and it's called Beyond the Shores, A History of African Americans Abroad. And it's written by Tamara J. Walker. Now, this is phenomenal. It has no ratings so far on Goodreads. It'll be a definitely 5-star read for me. It's so good. She doesn't use the very she references to famous African Americans who went to for instance, London and France, but she focuses more towards people that are lesser known, that people that I've never heard about. Not only artists, but also scientists. I just finished a chapter of a scientist who, an agricultural scientist, and he was just starting a job as a car porter, I believe. And the Russian government asked him to come to Russia and to go to Tajikistan, I believe, or Tashkent. I believe it's Tajikistan, and yeah, do his work there. And he was very successful there. But then, yeah, the Second World War, Stalin, so things were a bit dangerous, but nevertheless very, very interesting. And it's remarkable. She often says that they were very at ease in Europe, but as soon as they heard an American voice, even Josephine Baker, they shrieked and they couldn't get away fast enough because they knew that they would get ugly racist remarks. And for them, coming to Europe or Russia, there was no such thing as sitting in the back of a bus or not being allowed to enter a club or not being allowed to dance with somebody from another race. So they could live a whole lot freer. Not that there wasn't any racism, but it was, compared to what they were used to, it was like a fresh summer breeze. So yeah, it's a really, really, really good book. Beyond the Shores, A History of African Americans Abroad by Tamara J. Walker. Absolutely brilliant. This will be a 5-star read for sure. So I'm about 1/3 in. And yeah, I've learned a lot. It's really well researched. She doesn't go too much into detail when it becomes a chore reading. So yeah, no, it's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, besides that, counting the flies that are flying around me, everything is going well. I have my little muffin next to me. I have a little Kit Kat that is hiding somewhere. I don't know where. She likes to find little nooks and corners, and she's a delight. And Muffin is annoyed that Vita is quite independent and doesn't really need Muffin anymore. So she is a bit like, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see them interact. They love each other, and everything is going well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I will make a next video maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. The temperatures will be a whole lot cooler. They will go from 95 to 75, which is way better because, you know, we had a winter that was very expensive for heating, so everybody had like in-house temperatures for 19, 18 degrees all day and night, and I finally got used to it, and now we have a hot summer again. So yeah, but I never liked the summer. The summer is not really my I like, yeah, 75 and below is perfect for me. I don't need much more because everything above 90, and we even had 102, 103, 105, that's too hot. Everything becomes a chore. And I don't have, I have fans, of course, but I don't have air conditioning. So yeah, it's a bit hot. But anyway, that's it for now. I hope to see you again next Wednesday or Tuesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment. And if you have any good recommendations, I will be happy to read them. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.